Let's look at the solution to the 2022 JAMB Chemistry examination question 21 to 30. Let's look at question 21. 21 says, butter is an example of emulsion in which A. Solid is dispersed in a liquid medium, B. Gas is dispersed in a solid medium, C. Liquid is dispersed in a solid medium, D. Liquid is dispersed in a gas medium. For this question here, you want to know that there's something called a colloid, all right? A colloid is simply a heterogeneous system in which a substance is dispersed in another substance known as the dispersion medium. Butter, cheese, margarines are examples of colloids that are dispersed from liquid medium to solid medium. So for this question here, the correct answer is option C, from liquid, or liquid is dispersed in a solid medium. 22. A given mass of gas occupies 2 dm cube at 300 Kelvin. At what temperature will its volume be doubled, keeping the temperature constant? Now, to solve this question here, we need to use, they said, keeping the pressure constant. Now, for constant pressure, what we use is Charles' law. So let's recall something. This is 22. Let's recall from Charles' law. For constant pressure, we have that V1 all over T1 is equal to V2 all over T2. Now, continuing from this, from here they said a given mass of gas occupies 2 dm cube. That's your V1 at 300 K. That's the value of T1. So we have 2 all over 300 is equal to, now you're asked, at what temperature will its volume be doubled? Now, if I'm to double volume, double simply means to multiply the volume by 2. So if V2 is being doubled, it's simply 2 times V1, and that's simply 2 times, the value of V1 is 2, and that gives you what there? 4. So this becomes 4 all over T2 is unknown, all right? So V2, they said they double the initial volume. That becomes 4. From here, if I cross multiply, this times this, 2 times T2 gives you 2T2 is equal to 4 times 300. That gives you 1,200. I have this. To get T2, divide here by 2, divide here by 2. This cancels this. We'll have that T2 is equal to 1,200 over 2 gives you 600. Of course, temperature was in Kelvin. So my answer here is simply 600 Kelvin. We'll check which option that is. For 22, that's option D, 600 Kelvin. Question 23, the reddish-brown rust on iron roofing sheet consists of. Now, to answer this question number 23, all right, so for this, you want to note that iron 3 ion, that's Fe3 plus, will combine with oxygen ion, that's 2 minus. If this combine, you'll be having this. So this 2 comes down here, it gives you Fe2, then you have oxygen. The 3 comes down here, you're having 3. So you have this, all right? Now, when this combines with water, so you'll be having something that looks like this. Fe2O3, this plus water, H2O. Combine this, you would be having something that looks like this. Fe2O3 dot H2O. So you have this. All right, so you have this. All right, so you'll be having something that looks like this. So if we compare this, right, to the options there, right, the correct option is C here. This is more of this having 3 molecules of water, which is still the same thing. The answer there is C. That's the answer. 24, incomplete oxidation of ethanol yields, all right, if I have an alkanol, right, that's, or an alcohol, if it undergoes mild or incomplete oxidation, you have an alkanal. So basically you have an alkanol, This is under organic chemistry, undergoing mild oxidation. This is how we represent that. Mild oxidation, it gives you an alkanal. So you have this. Now, if we're given ethanol there, ethanol is C2H5OH undergoing mild oxidation. That's this. What you have there is an alkanal CH3CHO. This is an ethanol. This is an ethanal, right? This is an ethanal. Meanwhile, this is an ethanol, right? This is under organic chemistry. Make sure you check my playlist on organic chemistry to learn more about this. So let's see which option is this ethanol, CH3CHO, which is option D here. This is the correct answer. Question 25. Which of the following is the least soluble in water? That's 25, okay? Which of these is the least soluble in water? Now you have this one here. A there, aluminum hydroxide. B, calcium hydroxide. C, sodium hydroxide. D, potassium hydroxide. The correct answer for this question is actually aluminum hydroxide. Of all the options given here, the least soluble in water will be aluminum hydroxide, of course, followed by calcium hydroxide, and then this one's here, right? So the answer is this. So you could note this question. 26 says, the acid anhydride that will produce weak acid in water is, so which of these acid anhydride will produce weak acid in water? A, sulfur 6 oxide. B, nitrogen dioxide. C, sulfur dioxide. D, carbon dioxide. So which of these is the answer? Now for this question here, you want to take note that when we talk about strong and weak acid, you want to take note that this H2CO3, which is simply hydrogen trioxocarbonate 4, is an example of a weak acid. Meanwhile, acids such as H2SO4 and HNO3, these ones are strong acids. All right. Meanwhile, this is a weak acid. You have this. Now, to get this one here, that's hydrogen trioxocarbonate 4, you will have that carbon dioxide CO2 would combine with water H2O to give you H2CO3. All right. So this is a weak acid formed by the combination of carbon dioxide in water. So the correct answer there, when you talk about weak acid, the answer there is carbon dioxide, which is this one here. This. So the correct option is D. All right. So next up, question number 27. The product of the decay of phosphorus 32 as a beta emitter is, right? First things first, when they say phosphorus 32, what this means is that 32 is the mass number. And we know that phosphorus is actually P. All right. So it becomes, this is 27. So 27, you have phosphorus P. When they say 32, it means that is the mass number of this. And we know that from the table of elements, phosphorus is atomic number 15 from the table of elements. So you have this. Now, they said it's undergoing a beta decay, or it's a beta emitter. If it is emitting beta, would subtract a beta. Now, for beta particle, we know that a beta particle is simply an electron. That's electron there, having a mass number of 0 and atomic number -1. So let's subtract this. If you look at this, we'll have that 32 minus 0 gives you 32. 15 minus -1. You're having 15 minus -1. Minus gives you plus. 15 plus 1 gives you what there? 16. Recall that this shows you the atomic number. So we'll ask ourselves, which element has atomic number 16? And the answer there is sulfur. So it becomes S here. So this becomes the symbol there, 3216S. So let's see what we have there. That is option C. That's the correct answer. All right. Next up, 28. 28, you have carbon hydroxide combining with 2 moles of ammonium chloride would give you calcium chloride plus hydrogen peroxide plus what? Now, if you know the complete equation of this reaction, what you'll be having there is simply calcium hydroxide, that's CaOH2. This would combine with ammonium chloride, NH4Cl, of course 2 here, to give you calcium chloride, CaCl2, plus you also have water, 2H2O, plus the last product you have here is 2 moles of ammonia, that's NH3. All right, so that's what you have next, 2 moles of ammonia. Let's see what we have here. From the option, you have B, ammonia, so I'm taking B. This is the correct answer to the question. Next up, question number 29. The enzyme used in the hydrolysis of starch to dextrin and maltose is A. Amylase, B. Diastase, B. Diastatase, C. Invertase, D. Zymase. The correct answer to this question is amylase. So please take note that amylase is the enzyme that is used in the hydrolysis of starch to dextrin and maltose. Take note of this. Next up, question 30. Question 30 says the general formula of the alkanones is. Now for the alkanones, you want to note that the alkanones are also called the ketones, right? They're also called the ketones. And for the ketones, you have your formula as C, double bonded to oxygen, right hand R, left hand R. Or you could say R prime if you want. If I write this in full, this becomes R, this one here. Then you have this one here, C. Then you have O, so O. Then you have R, so you have R. That becomes RCOR. Or depends. Some authors want to say you have one R and the second R. So you might see something like R2CO. Any of them is the same thing, right? So let's see which of them here has this option. Coming back to the options here, between option A, B, C, and D, we can clearly see that option B is the correct answer, R2CO. But you want to take note that the most correct form of this is actually R, single bond to C, double bonded to oxygen, single bonded to R prime. This is the most correct option, which can still be written as RCOR prime. This is the most correct form, okay? But writing in this form as the option requires is still not so much of a problem, right? All right, so this is question 21 to 30, all done. So as usual, I'll leave you a question. You solve this question, you leave your answer in the comment section. Question 31 says, water for town supply is chlorinated. This should have been chlorinated, right? A typo error there. All right. It says water from town supply is chlorinated to make it free from A, bad color, B, bacteria, C, temporary hardness, D, permanent hardness. So what's the answer to this question? Leave your answer in the comment section. Is it option A, B, C, or D? Leave it in the comment section and I'll give you a reply. I'll tell you if you're correct or not. All right. So see you in the next class. Okay, guys, so please take note that we have a JAMB WhatsApp group for 2026 JAMB Bites. All right. So if you're writing JAMB for 2026, we have a JAMB WhatsApp group where we do daily revisions on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. So if you're a science student and you want to join our JAMB WhatsApp group, I'll leave a link to the JAMB WhatsApp group in the video description. All right. You can also join our JAMB channel membership to get access to exclusive content for JAMB Bites, or you can get the full JAMB course on our website. Simply visit www.journalimmanu.com/courses and you see the JAMB/WAEC classes. All right. Okay, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. All right. Like this video. Also leave a comment. Right. For the comment, I gave you a task, question number 11. Solve it, leave your answer in the comment section, and I'll tell you if you're correct or not. Don't forget to also subscribe. If it's your first time here or you're yet to subscribe, please do what to subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all so that you get notified whenever we upload a new content. Then finally, ensure to share this video to your friends and their colleagues so that they can also learn. Thank you and see you in our next class.